Hello, I'm Jim Powers, and we welcome you to something new here in the Sooner Athletic Conference. It's a new series that we're going to be doing on a weekly basis. It's called Sooner All Access. We're going to be able to give everybody a little bit more of a deep dive into the conference, get to talk with administrators, coaches, and just find the inner workings of a lot of our member schools and also what's going on here in the Sooner Athletic Conference. And it's going to be a fun endeavor that we're going to do throughout the year this year. We'll kick it off on Thursday with College of the Ozarks athletic director and head men's basketball coach Steve Shepard. But in order to do it the right way, we got to get the commissioner on to really build this thing up. John Martin joins me. And John, the Sooner is in probably one of the best spots that it's been in an awfully long time. College of the Ozarks joining to make it our 13th institution in the conference. This is a great time to be a part of the SAC.
Yeah, it sure is. Jim, thanks for coordinating all these interviews. This has been fantastic. We had all the media days with the football coaches air this past week and seen such a huge increase in our social media numbers. And props to you. I didn't realize you were such a good interviewer. So it was really, really good to see that. The state of the Sooner, I mean, it's such a powerful conference. We're really excited about this coming year. I think looking through all of our sports, which we have 16 conference sports, I think we have probably multiple teams in each sport that can win a red banner at the end of the year. And we can't say that for all the conferences across the country. We really do have some good athletes, some fantastic coaches, administrators. And I really am thankful for this last year that we've had with Jim as your presence has really kind of accentuated what we're trying to do. And our numbers are better, our vibe is better, all that stuff that we were kind of lacking in a bit. We've had fantastic student athletes and coaches, but we really haven't been able to show anybody that. But now with this new program, of course, the Inside the Sooner, which was the story that each school had a story that they posted per week, just kind of highlighting athletes and coaches, what they do really off the floor. Not so much the achievements on the floor, but what they do in their free time for hobbies, mission work. I mean, really some fantastic student athletes there. But I kind of go off topic right here. So we're really repping this stuff today. You've got the SAC background. We both got the SAC shirts going. This reminds me of when I was coaching. My players would always say, hey, you kind of have a mix of logos here. You're wearing a Nike shirt with some Under Armour shoes. Are those Adidas sweatpants? So I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you had to coordinate all that stuff, but they'd be proud of us today with the SAC. We're in good shape. But yeah, that was almost 10 years ago that I used to get those comments all the time. So it took me a while, but we're on the same page. We're logoed out here. So
no doubt about it. And let's go back to last year. Really a great year for the Sooner when you talk about Langston's men's basketball team making it to the championship game. You talk about USAO and their softball run, and then great individual achievements as well. Last year may go down as one of the best years that we've had in the Sooner.
Oh yeah, from top to bottom, no doubt. There's such strength in our athletic programs and the job that Chris Wright did last year and the year before with Langston. I think they reloaded again, so they'll be really, really another good team. And all of our teams throughout men's women's basketball had a chance to really make some noise in the national tournament. And with Jaden Wallace at USAO, they were within a couple of outs of playing for the title there and in the softball World Series. And not just that. I mean, it's USAO and OCU had a great season last year. Mid-America with Coach Gasso. I mean, we really have not really upgraded. We've kind of kept this level of excellence, which is really hard to do. That's hard to do for each individual department and hard to do for conferences, but we've been able to do that since 1978. So we've been at it a while.
And this year, little bit of a new look. I alluded to it a little bit ago. College of the Ozarks joins us, our 13th institution, and what a great addition. Not only just on the court or on the fields, but also academically, and also widens our footprint just a little bit more as now we have a school in Missouri.
Right. Yeah. And great institution. President Johnson there is fantastic. And Coach Steve Shepard, who actually I coached against a while back, is twice the coach that I ever was. He's fantastic. But their athletic department, we went and visited an on-site visit a couple of years back, and what they do there is amazing. Just happy to have them in the conference. There's a strength, as you said, on the academic side, also on the athletic side. They've had coaches there that have been coaching at that place for a number of years, and that says a lot for the institution. So we're really happy to have them with us.
And looking now, we are on the cusp of 24-25 starting. Soccer getting ready to go. Some great some exhibitions on the soccer side, and then volleyball gets going full swing, and then football starts in a couple weeks. I mean, it's setting up, and we saw in our preseason polls that were released earlier this week. You mentioned the football media day that we did with the coaches. And this is setting up to be another outstanding year for the Sooner, starting with the fall sports.
Oh yeah, these are great events to go to. Whether it's a doubleheader soccer game, volleyball is maybe one of my favorite sports to watch, and then I've been able to go to most of our football schools. We've got great competition there. We've got a couple of good non-conference games on the slate coming up. I know Langston's going to be playing at UCO, NCAA Division II school. Former Commissioner Stan Wagner is the athletic director there, so I'll be heading up there to that game. That's only about 10 minutes away from me, but really some good lineups, and I know these coaches are really excited about not just the non-conference, but once we get into conference play, a lot of things come to pass, and there's a lot of work to be done. I understand with the non-conference schedule, but our conference is so strong that is really a test. They're battle tested by the time they get to the national tournament. So just a great fall coming up, and I know it starts here very soon. So we're getting ready for it.
Absolutely. Now, technology-wise, and I know it's a hot button topic, not only just in our conference in NAI, but NCAA Division I, II, and III. But last year we test ran instant replay in basketball. This year we're going to continue to build upon that, and there's also discussions in other sports. Talk a little bit about how that has started to get us into the future, so to say, of what we're going to be seeing coming down the line.
Oh yeah, and it's great. I know that our referees have already, they do a great job, and it's not a job that I would ever wish to do. I mean, I was a pitching machine baseball umpire like 30 years ago, and I was really bad at that. So I just know that's a really hard job to do. I know that the technology piece will help them a bit, because they see it. They may be using some kind of a video review at the higher levels, so they're accustomed to that. Or our players and coaches in basketball this year, this will be the second year for them, so they're getting used to that. But I think having that technology, having that piece for the umpires and referees to go to, I think it's just going to strengthen the competition. And we ultimately, everyone wants the call to be correct. So I know it took a little bit of expense to get that going on the basketball side. And as you said, down the road, we're looking at possibly at some point, volleyball video review. There's some football items in there as well. So we're just trying to, slowly, make this game better for all that get to play. Of course, it's not like Major League Baseball or NBA. We don't have the 350 angles on every call and on every play, but the little that we have actually does help quite a bit. So we're looking forward to another year of that in men and women's basketball, no doubt.
And we've got some great things coming up too, just not on the court, but when you talk about our athletic directors in the Sooner, we have some, I want to say heavy hitters when it comes to that, as in they're part of a lot of the decision-making process with the NAIA when you talk about the NAC. Talk a little bit about how valuable our athletic directors in the Sooner are when it comes to some of the major decisions that are made in Kansas City at the NAI office.
Right. Yeah, that's a great comment. We have so many of our athletic directors that are sitting in the rooms where these decisions are made. Well, and even before they're made, they've been discussed for hours and hours and months, sometimes years. They've been in those conversations, and we're top to bottom. We have a great crew. All of them run great programs, and having their influence at the national level does nothing but enhance our brand. We have some veteran athletic directors that have been doing it for a while, obviously, and some new ones that are new to the profession, but have coached and have been assistant athletic directors before. And we've got some that have worked under some legends, some NAIA Hall of Famers. So it's a great group. I mean, I speak to probably 4 or 5 of them per week, and sometimes a lot more than that if there are issues that are going on. But it's all. I mean, I knew so many of them from my previous life as a basketball coach and athletic director. So it's really helpful that I have these relationships with them. I know where they have been. I know what they do on a daily basis, and I think that helps the whole understanding it from my end.
And we've got some great initiatives coming down the line this year. First off, what we're doing here, giving a little bit more of a deep dive into our universities and our institutions, and telling their stories and getting to know them a little bit. But also we're going to kind of put a little bit of a spotlight on the women's sports a little bit, and also some different things along the line. Talk a little bit about just keeping what we call the best in class and continuing to make the Sooner Athletic Conference best in class.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And also just kudos to Jim Powers, to you for leading the SID bunch. They've been fantastic. And since you've been on, I think there's a lot more programming now that we can do as a conference through each individual department. But yeah, one of the initiatives that we have this year, we're trying to grow the attendance at our women's events. And Fishay Kinslow, the assistant athletic director at Langston University, works with Donita Rogers there, is working on creating a plan that's going to involve and encourage a lot more fans at our women's events, soccer, volleyball, going into basketball and softball, and all the women's events that are highly competitive. They're awesome to attend. But this will be a little bit of an incentive for each of the schools to populate those gyms and fields a little bit more than they are. Our women's athletes are winning national championships. We've got a great record in that in the SAC. We just want to make sure we're honoring that entire piece of the conference. It's half of our sports, and of our 3,000 athletes, we probably have 1,500 of them are female student athletes. So there's a great push for that. I know nationally as well, and we just want to be able to at least locally on the conference level show that there's an appreciation for their efforts. So we're looking forward to that.
Without a doubt. And conferences, not just the Sooner, but all of us, we rely on, sponsors and different things, and we've got great relationships. And I'll give you a chance to kind of spotlight a couple of those. I'll say Gipper, the partnership that we have with all of our graphics and all of that stuff. But I think Oklahoma Ford Dealers, what they do in sponsoring our Players of the Week and also our Games of the Week and our basketball tournament. You can't do things that you want to do without those types of people that buy in and believe in what we are doing here in the Sooner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's no question. And you just mentioned Oklahoma Ford Dealers. They've been with us now. This will be the 3rd year. And as you said, the Game of the Week, the Players of the Week, and we that's quite a bit of our website content. So their logo and brand is just all over everything that we do on the SAC. we're looking for some others that can, help sponsor our Inside the Sooner or our weekly broadcasts. That so it's kind of like when an employee does something really good, they're asked to do it over and over and over again, Jim. So based on the numbers that we've seen the increase since our football media days, this is going to be probably very common practice for you, Jim. This is really a heck of a program that we're doing. So looking forward to that. I know that there's some other things that we're looking at also to have sponsorships for, whether it's a title sponsor for a tournament, conference tournament, and then also all of the other additional pieces to our website that we've added. So we're looking for just to enhance that a bit more and enable our athletes to be seen a little bit more on different platforms. And I think that's going to be a big help for us.
Outstanding. Well, John, I appreciate the time and helping us kick off our Sooner All Access. It's going to be a lot of fun doing these on a weekly basis, but I know you work very hard in making sure, the Sooner is exactly where it needs to be. And a lot of kudos to you and what you do. And we're going to have a great year. I'm excited for it. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to, like I said, the goal, more championships to come. And I really feel that we're going to see some championships and some red banners come back to the Sooner this year.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And just looking forward to that. We've got so many great athletes and coaches out there. And as I said, throughout our entire list of sports, there are multiple teams that could bring one home. So I think that's, like you said, what a good possibility. And not putting pressure on them, but still kind of putting pressure on them. I mean, and everybody in our conference, they compete against each other, but they also collaborate to make our entire conference and each individual sport best in class. And that's really what you and I are tasked to do every day. So I appreciate your efforts, Jim, in doing that, and wouldn't be complete without thanking the presidents of the conference who've enabled us to be able to do these kind of things, and our athletic directors who are 100% behind me and you and what we're doing. So just thankful for all of them.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun, John. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much for all of your hard work, and we will be talking very soon.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
The commissioner of the Sooner Athletic Conference, John Martin, joins us to kick off the Sooner All Access piece. You'll be able to see it on our website, also on YouTube. It's going to be a lot of fun putting these together. And remember, Thursday morning, 10 o'clock, we'll visit with our new member, College of the Ozarks, and their athletic director, Steve Shepard. That'll be really the kickoff for our Sooner All Access. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see everybody on Thursday at 10 a.m.